And I'm here with Building Inspector Rick Foster with the City of Denham Springs. We just spent a pretty good hour talking about the community rating system and their participation in it. Rick, why don't you tell us first about your class as to become a floodplain manager, and then we'll talk about the community rating system here.
All right, so in our office, myself as well as one of my other staff members, we're both CFM, Certified Floodplain Managers. I have another one who's studying, prepping up to take her test. She's hopefully going to take that this year, so we'll have the three of us in here. We've all attended the 273 class. CJ and I actually attended E273, which is up in Emmitsburg, Maryland. 4-day class goes through the entire gamut about what is floodplain management. And again, it's an introduction. There are 2 other classes after that for more advanced information. But for the basics, it talks about floodplain management, talks about the history of the program, the flood insurance program, talks about basic floodplain management principles, returning construction and development back to floodplain areas, how to read a map, how to read a flood insurance map, what a flood insurance study is. Substantial improvement, substantial damage, development in floodplains, the minimum requirements, what the law allows, what it doesn't allow, the whole thing, elevation certificates. So in discussing that, then of course you have to take a test. And it's a pretty comprehensive test. It takes, I believe, if I remember right, 2-3 hours, something along those lines, and it takes every bit of that. It's not an easy one. Then, of course, it also discusses the CRS. It briefly discusses the CRS because the CRS has its own 4-hour or 4-day class as well, which I took down in Jefferson a few years back. That CRS class, of course, talks about all of the different activities, how to get points for those activities, and discusses what they are. And so we're able to come back as a community, bring back that information to the community and say, okay, what can we do? It's obvious that you want to go for that low-hanging fruit, right? You want to get the stuff that's easiest, so they're not often the most points, but if you can get the easy stuff first, then you go for that. Then it starts getting into how to handle paperwork, what we do here, public outreach, increased requirements for us. Some of our increased requirements at this point, a foot above the crown of the street, a foot above the nearest sewer manhole. So if base flood elevation is below either one of those, then you would have to build up to either one of those other required areas. We don't have freeboard, but that's one of those things that we're looking to adopt. It's possible. We're discussing it with the lawmakers here in the city council, and the mayor. Is that something that we're looking for? The balance comes in. We're currently a Class 8. We went through our crosswalk, which is a recertification process. Started that December, early part of December. We have submitted finally, I think, the last bit of information we need. We're just waiting to hear back. We're currently a Class 8. We're looking to stay a Class 8. The goal is to be a Class 7. As a Class 8, we're able to save the citizens here in the city of Denham Springs on their flood insurance premiums $260,000. To be a Class 7 would save them almost $400,000, and that's directly onto those policies. It's what we're looking to do. Everything that we do here in this office is to benefit the residents of the city. So we'll just keep hammering at it. We'll find out what our shortfalls are once we get those. Once we get that information back from the ISO with regards to our certification or classification, and see where we need to improve it.
Thank you, sir.